Welcome, everyone. This is Mark in Northern New Jersey. Welcome to day 81 of the current 21-day series. And we are broadcasting from the United States this evening from different parts. And we know that you'll be enjoying the meditation and other aspects of the program today. On Sunday, we talked about the job of a yogi. And today we'll talk more about the status of a yogi, which means feeling the love of Shri Mataji. If you are new to the course, or you would like one-on-one support, then all these sessions are not only live broadcast, but they're also recorded on YouTube, on our YouTube channel. And even during this session, if you have any questions, you can put them in the chat or request a breakout room. And that's how we conclude the class, with the opportunity to continue to listen to us in this main room or ask somebody a question in a breakout room. So today we will have a short guided meditation, then we'll have, and that'll include a foot soak. So if you've got your foot soaking bowl ready, you're all set. Otherwise, you've got a minute or two to get ready. We'll include an excerpt of a talk by the founder of Sahaja Yoga, Shri Mataji Nirmala Devi. We'll have live music and a second meditation, and also a question and answer session at the end if you want to stick around for that. So I'd like to introduce the co-presenter today and our musician. So welcome, Rahul. Where are you? And tell us one interesting thing about you.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Mark. My name is Rahul Kumar. I live in Columbus, Indiana. I've been practicing Sahaja Yoga since 2005. And it is my joy to be here to share this experience with all of you. An interesting thing, I would say, I was seeker, looking for a way to connect with my spirit, connect with divine. And it so happened that when I came to US for studies, I had a very strong desire to find a way, find people who are truly connected to divine. And I was just walking on the campus and I had this very strong desire, and I was praying that please connect me to these people, show me a way through which I can find myself. And very next day, I saw a picture of Shri Mataji, a poster of Sahaja Yoga, and that is how I came. I started doing this meditation, and since then, I haven't looked back.
And Abhishek, welcome. Where are you located, and what's an interesting aspect of your life?
Yeah, so my name is Abhishek. I live in Seattle. And I've been meditating for quite some time. I was introduced to meditation as a kid. But there was a time in my life when I started doing it for myself. And coincidentally, that happened to be in Purdue University. And it was actually with Rahul. So Rahul was... I met Rahul within my first 10 days of being in Purdue. Yeah, I started meditating, and then at some point we started living together. So it was great fun to be in Purdue, and yeah, I learned a lot about meditation from him. And yeah, I guess another interesting thing about me is that around the same time I also got into music quite a bit, and music and meditation I realized go quite hand in hand. So I got interested into singing Indian classical music and also a few Indian classical instruments. And I found that they really facilitate getting into the state of meditation better. So I'll be sharing some of that music with you. I'll be doing a couple of songs which help open up the central channel and open up the seventh energy center, so we can just be more receptive to the love of the divine. So hopefully you can all experience that today.
Looking forward to it very much. and to the guided meditation by my good friend Rahul as well. So now we begin the part of our program in which we meditate together and also do the simple cleansing treatment called the foot soak. So I've got my bowl right here, like in the cooking show, you assemble everything in advance. So we can first put ourselves into a state of inner resting, inner relaxing. You can just close our eyes. If our attention is moving around, it's not settled, we can put the attention on our breathing. And as we've learned, at the base of our spine is a subtle energy, a mothering energy that we call Kundalini in Sanskrit. Let's take our left hand and place it in front of our bodies at that level, the sacrum bone, and put our right hand around that. And let's raise up our Kundalini and tie it up above our head. We do that a second time. Sometimes you can feel the movement of Kundalini up through your central channel as you make these motions. And we tie up the Kundalini 3 times. And the third time, we tie 3 knots above our head. And we give ourselves the protection of the bandhan. So we start with the right hand near the left hip, down to the right hip, over the top of the head and back 7 times. If you're at the shore, now's a good time to stand in the ocean. But if you're at home, now's a good time to put your feet in your bowl of little ocean, your salt water. So our goal is to get all the thinking out of the way. We want to fully enter into a state of connection with reality, with truth. And what we learn in Sahaja Yoga is that is way beyond our capacity to conceptualize or think about it. In my own spiritual experiences of life, I first imagined that there was some conceptual construct which said that there was me, very small, and there was some great force, some divine force that was very big and very powerful. And we were very far apart. And then I came to experience some kind of awareness that in fact it wasn't such a big distance between this divine force of love and myself. And then finally, one day, I felt that we were one. And this is called the state of yoga, where the divine has its attention in that state of yoga, that's also where I have my attention. And I feel that the strongest when I'm not thinking. Maybe we've brought to the program today some thoughts about the past, some things that are taking us into our emotions, so we can collectively clear that out by putting our right hand on the floor or pointing the fingers of the right hand towards the floor, and our attention goes to the Mother Earth. Anything that's troubling us, anything in our emotional history or reactions, we ask that very graciously the Mother Earth please absorb these distractions to my attention. Our left hand is resting in our lap, pointed towards the photograph of Shri Mataji, and the right hand is towards the earth. We feel heat or tingling or some kind of pressure or other sensations in different parts of the hand or fingers. And that's our Kundalini clearing. And we allow this pure mothering energy to clear this stuff out. As the central channel clears out, you notice the changes in your breathing, maybe in your heart rate, in the state of your muscles, whether they're tense or relaxing, and whether the thoughts are fading away and you're entering silence. And then we'll clear what we call the right channel, because some of us come to the program having been rushing and rushing and rushing with nothing but deadlines, reminders, calendars, duties, responsibilities, and big plans for the future. And so let's clear out all that heat, and in often cases, irritation and tension and reactiveness, because we're filled with ideas, and they're usually that I know better. Let's clear out the right channel. The right hand is now resting on the lap towards the photograph of Shri Mataji, and the left hand is now with the fingers pointing up towards the sky, the palm facing over the left shoulder. You can rest our hands on our lap. If you still feel the right side is agitated, upset, you can continue to clear out the heat. Otherwise, we can sit with our hands open, palms up. And no matter what kind of thinking, whether it's about the past or the future, when it's done too much, it exhausts, especially our second center called Swadhisthana. So we can give assistance using our pure attention to the Kundalini by putting our right hand on our stomach, then move it down about an inch or two so the pressing just below the navel and the lower abdomen. It's a way of focusing our attention on the second center. Mother Kundalini, please nourish and rejuvenate my second center. I want to be a person who, even when they're working hard, feels like they're not doing any effort. And just see where the attention is. You can rest the hands on the lap. And when you sit in meditation, you can just see what you feel in your hands, both thumbs. We clear out the center Swadhisthana like we just did together. There's more pressure or heat in the left thumb. So then move the right hand to the left side of the abdomen, maybe use a candle. Or if you feel the right thumb, move the left hand to the right side near the hip, and maybe put some ice to cool down the overheated liver. Together we can do another clearing. Take our left hand and place it in the center of our chest and then move it just a little bit to the right. And this is what we call right heart in Sahaja Yoga. And here we ask, I want to fully become the person I am meant to be. I want to be completely integrated and coherent. I don't want to be somebody who practices one thing and preaches something different. No matter what goes on around me, no matter where my attention goes, I want to be that person who is righteous, dignified, fully aware of who they are and what their job is. Maybe it's just to give comfort or give peace to people. Rest both the hands on our lap. Put right hand on top of the head. Raise the hand up, a little bit higher, a little bit higher. Try with the left hand. This is where we can feel sometimes that integration of our attention with the divine attention. There's no separation. We can rest our hands on our lap and sit for another minute or two together in that silence, in that state of connection. Few things in life feel better than meditating with all of you together. If you're ready, we can rinse off our feet. We can put aside the foot soaking bowl for later. And let's just stay in that state, being very quiet, opening ourselves to feel that connection with this universal attention of love. And we can watch an extract of one of the talks by Shri Mataji.
Know thyself means know yourself with all the defects you have and also the potential you have and all the good points you have. So as far as you are concerned, when you are looking at yourself, you should just see to the defects that you have. Why do I behave like this? Why do I assert so much? What's the problem? Why can't I see myself clearly? With that transparency of your sastara, you can see your heart, you can see your mind, you can see yourself fully, clearly. What's wrong with you? This transparency can come only if you have really the pure desire, Shuddha Ichcha, to be of that level. Now there is no competition between A and B. We don't say that you got the first prize for coming out of the sastra. Or we don't say you have the second prize. There's nothing like first, second in Sahaja. Because we are not running the race. There's no competition between us. Whatever we are doing is for our own satisfaction. Now think of something. There are 5 people who are running. Now they have to think out of these 5 people who goes first. Here it is the other way around. The 5 people are meditating. Now, everyone individually has to see for himself if he satisfies himself or not. Nobody else is going to give a certificate. It is you who has to give certificate to yourself, honestly. A very different position. It is you, your sahasrara, and your attention. And you have to see within yourself, how far have I realized my own powers, my own compassion, my own personality. You'll have to test it yourself. It is you are the one who decides. When you are the one who is running, it is you are the one who decides without running. Then what is the question of competition? The whole thing disappears into nothing. As I told you the other day, an analogy, that if you are looking at the mirror, then you are the one who is observing. Your reflection is the one that is observed. And there is the action of seeing. So you are in 3 dimensions. But supposing you become the mirror yourself, the whole process is reversed. You see yourself. You don't have to see because you are seeing it all the time. It's just spontaneous. In the same manner, when it comes to sahasrara, it is your sahasrara itself gives you the full idea as to how you are. The diagnosis comes from your own sahasrara. Your own sahasrara tells you what centers are catching, because all the pitas of the 7 centers are in the sahasrara. As if the sahasrara is now watching yourself and reporting to you, see, this is wrong with you, this is wrong with you, this is wrong with you. So, sahasrara being the best well-wisher that you have, gives you the right information about yourself. So the best is that you correct yourself. So then achieve that perfect state. That is what you have to do. But once you have achieved the perfect state, you have achieved your aim, you have no aim left. Like the lights now. Till you have to make the lights, you have to work hard. Make the lights, put them right, do everything that is necessary. But once it is made and the light comes into it, then the job of the light is to give the light. So the first function is over. Now the second function is to give it back. You reach your aim, your destination. For example, I had to come here, all right? So I come all the way from my house, come in the car, walk in and come and sit down here. Now it's finished that part. Over. Now I don't have to walk. Otherwise I'll be all the time running. So all this mad race of this brain stops. For what should it be used now? For enjoying the peace, for enjoying the joy, for enjoying the collectivity.
So we can be in the state of meditation for a few moments. Namaste stu Mahamaye Shri Pithe Sur Pujite Shankh Chakra Gada Haste Mahalakshmi Namostute Namaste stu Mahamaye Shri Pithe Sur Pujite Shankh Chakra Gada Haste Mahalakshmi Namostute Namaste Garudarudhe Kolhasur Bhayankari Sarva Papa Hare Devi Mahalakshmi Namostute Sarvagne Sarvavarade Sarvadushta Bhayankari Sarvadukha Hare Devi Mahalakshmi Namostute Siddhi Buddhi Prade Devi महालक्ष्मी नमोस्तुते आद्यन्तरहिते देवी आद्यशक्ति महेश्वरी योगजे योग संभूते महालक्ष्मी नमोस्तुते महालक्ष्मी नमोस्तुते महालक्ष्मी नमोस्तुते सर्वमङ्गल माङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थ साधिके सर्वमङ्गल माङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थ साधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरी नारायणी नमोस्तुते नारायणी नमोस्तुते नारायणी नमोस्तुते मंगलमय जीवन वरदानी मंगलमय जीवन वरदानी दे शरणागति हे कल्याणी दे शरणागति हे कल्याणी मंगलमय जीवन वरदानी मंगलमय जीवन वरदानी मंगल शुभ मंगल मय जीवन वरदानी मंगलमय जीवन वरदानी मंगलमय जीवन वरदानी अकुला भवानी Akula Bhavani Bhavani Ma Mangalamaya Jivana Vardani Nitya Nirlepa Nitya Nirlepa Nistula Nilchikura Nirnasha Nisamshaya Bhavani Mata निर्मल प्रेम का तुम हो सृजन निर्मल प्रेम का तुम हो सृजन परम का वर दो परम दयानी मंगलमय जीवन वरदानी मंगलमय जीवन वरदानी दे शरणागति हे कल्याणी दे शरणागति हे कल्याणी मंगलमय जीवन वरदानी मंगलमय जीवन वरदानी मंगलमय जीवन वरदानी वरदानी
Thank you, Abhishek. That was beautiful beyond words. So let us build upon our experience today. Let us strengthen our attention on our Sahasrara so that we can feel more with greater clarity the beauty of our spirit, the ultimate freedom of our spirit. So keeping both the palms open in our lap, let's keep our attention on our Sahasrara. Let us strengthen our attention on our Sahasrara by detaching our attention from all the outward layers of our being. Let us detach our attention from all our physical problems, from any bodily pain, discomfort. Let us surrender all our physical problems to our Mother Kundalini. Let's not worry about them. I am not this body. Let's free our attention from our physical being so that it can rise and integrate in our Sahasrara. Making our connection in Sahasrara stronger and stronger. Let's detach our attention from all our emotional troubles, from all our thoughts, worries, fears. And let's surrender all our emotional and mental worries, concerns to this inner energy, Kundalini. I am not these emotions. I am not these thoughts. Forgive your past. Forgive everyone. And forgive yourself. Let the attention free from all our emotional concerns and troubles. And let that attention rise to our Sahasrara and integrate with the divine attention. Let the Sahasrara open more and more. Now let our attention detach from our spiritual concerns. Let's not worry about the state of our subtle system, what chakras are catching. Surrender all your subtle imbalances to this mothering power of Kundalini. The chakras are window to my inner being, but I am not these centers. I am pure spirit. And Mother Kundalini is working it out. She is taking care of me. Let that attention rise and integrate in our Sahasrara with the divine attention. Finally, let's detach our attention from all our intellectual concerns, from all our doubts, the need to know, understand, grasp. Let us surrender to whatever Kundalini wants to bring up in our awareness. An experience that is beyond all intellectual understanding. Let us embrace and open ourselves to that great unknown that lies beyond our mind. Let that attention rise and integrate with divine attention. Now let's slowly raise our Kundalini a few times. Let's massage the top of our head. Let's raise our right palm above our head and see how far we feel the flow of vibrations. Or station our attention in that space above our Sahasrara. Let this silence become deeper. Let's forgive any remaining concerns, thoughts. Oh, Mother, let this silence permeate in every cell of my being. Now pay attention to your heart as you pay attention to your Sahasrara at the same time. See if you feel a pure, pristine, deep love is blossoming in the heart. This is how I have experienced the continuous presence of love of Shri Mataji in my heart. As an envelope of silence and pure love in the heart. We can bring both the palms at the level of our heart. And we can ask this question inside. That Mother, am I the pure spirit? Mother, am I the pure spirit? And then let us ask this question. This love that I feel in my heart, Mother, is this you? Is your love continuously guiding me? always accompanying me. Inspiring me, nurturing me, elevating me. See if you feel it on your vibrations. Bring up arms back. Stay in silence for a few more moments. So let's be thankful in our heart to our Mother Kundalini and to Shri Mataji. It is because of her love and guidance that we have experienced the beauty of our own true self. Thank you, Shri Mataji, for making us experience the meaning of true freedom. So let's conclude by slowly raising our Kundalini. We put ourselves in Bandhan. right, so back to you, Mark.
Today, this is session 81 of our 7-week course of 21 programs. And we're continuing until Tuesday, August 22nd, on Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. So please join us Thursday. The collective foot soaks, of course, happen Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So 6 days a week, you have the chance to go to this Zoom link at 8:45 p.m. East Coast, New York time, and enjoy collective meditation. So we will be taking a 4-week break at the conclusion of this 4th session, and we'll begin session 5, the Joy of the Spirit, on Thursday, September 21st, and that'll run for 7 weeks until Tuesday, November 7th. On Thursday, our program will be becoming more sensitive to divine guidance. How does this connection with the divine affect us in our everyday lives? So hope you'll join us for that program on Thursday. In addition to these programs that are live and then saved on YouTube, we have other resources for people who want to explore Sahaja Yoga and really go deep into themselves and see how far they can grow. You can request a mentor if you don't already have one, somebody who will work with you one-on-one, meditate with you, answer your questions, share their experiences. We have a WhatsApp group, and you'll find the link on our webpage. And then all recorded sessions, handouts, photographs of Shri Mataji that can be downloaded and printed out, even a guidebook for how to meditate. They're all at our website, and there's the QR code. So now we have the 2 different things happening in our program. You can go to a breakout room, or you can stay in this main room. So if you want to go to a breakout room to have a session with a Sahaja Yoga teacher, just let us know in the chat. And the person can bring you up to speed in case you feel you've missed some episodes, or you have a question about what was covered today, or you have some experience you have a question about. And for people that are staying in the main room, we now have our opportunity for Rahul and myself to talk about our experiences in Sahaja Yoga and as they relate to tonight's topic. So through the magic of the ether element, I'm joined now by somebody many, many miles away, but right with me in my heart. And so we have some questions that we can reflect on our experiences. The first question is, Rahul, how have you felt the love of Shri Mataji in your life, guiding you?
Yes, in many different ways, I have felt her love, and especially in the beginning when I was new and have started practicing Sahaja Yoga meditation, I felt on many occasions, her love guiding me. In those days, I used to many times would get frustrated with the rate of progress, some catches not going away, some habits not going away, even though it was working out. But as a human being, we get frustrated, we get impatient. And many a times I would have certain questions and certain things bothering in my mind, feelings of dejection or frustration. And I would sit down in meditation and I would play a talk of Shri Mataji, and there would be an answer of the question that was bothering me, or the situation that was bothering me, that would really lift me out of that negative state and make me feel joyous and peaceful and blissful again. And many a times I sat down and I would feel, oh, I have so many bad catches. I have not been meditating regularly. I'm not a good yogi. And I would be in those thoughts. And then all of a sudden I would feel the Kundalini rise and take me into this blissful experience of inner peace and joy in Sahasrara. And that was an indication for me that Shri Mataji telling me that divine love is so much powerful and so much forgiving, that there's nothing that you can do that divine cannot forgive. And I love you unconditionally. And that was the experience that would, every time, many a times you would feel it. And this is not just my own experience. I know many Saj yogis have also experienced the same.
Yeah, I'm in the unusual situation of having been in Saj Yoga for such a long time that I actually was able to spend time with Shri Mataji herself in person. So even someone as dull and unaware as myself, there she was right in front of me. And so then I could experience her love and her guidance firsthand. So one of the more amazing experiences in my own lifetime is to be sitting with Shri Mataji near Pune, India, in December 1990. And she asks me a question. She says, "Can you feel my love?" So I put my two hands towards her and I felt this cool feeling in both my palms. And I said, "Yes, Shri Mataji." And she knew that I was considering maybe getting married, but I was pretty hesitant. Wasn't really sure of myself. And she said, "I think you should talk to this person. Her name is Linda. She's from the United States." And so then a few days later in India, I talked to Linda, and now 33 years later, we are still married. And it was a very dramatic demonstration that every time I consider that I have this amazing wife, that reminds me of that amazing attention and care that Shri Mataji gave to all of us when she was in her human form on the earth. And then in later years, I feel that connection to her, and sometimes it is actually words in my head. So I had a question today: what video should we play in today's program? And it doesn't happen very often, but in my head there was May 1993. So then that's the talk we played tonight. And I understand now that that is that amazing love that endures, that I'm always in connection with it.
Yeah.
So here's another question. How have you felt aspects of your own divinity practicing Sahaja Yoga?
Yes. The aspects of my own divinity, slowly over the course of years, I have experienced deeper layers of that. When we get our realization, it is very much like entering into a new dimension. The gate has opened and we have put our feet into it. But all the treasures that lie inside, we are not familiar with it. It takes time. You have to go inside and stay there and notice the beauty that lies there. And slowly, you realize all the beautiful aspects of your inner being, your spirit that has so many different aspects, and it reveals you in your awareness. It's very much like a lake. Once it becomes calm, you have to spend some time to recognize all the beauty that lies at its depth. So in the same way, the more my meditations became better, I was able to stay in a longer period of silence, the more I was able to recognize my own divinity. Initially, the experience was of peace, but then deeper and deeper layers of experiences happen, where I would feel that the joy that is I'm seeking outside, my heart, my spirit is the source of it. In various meditation, a new layer or new aspect of the spirit would manifest. Sometimes I would feel this pure consciousness, which is complete, which is purn, which has no limitations of time, no limitations of space. It is fulfilled, completely satisfied in itself, desireless. Sometimes I would feel that this pure consciousness is nothing but pure love. It is such deep, intense love. Sometimes I felt as if there was a sun in my heart, which was radiating its rays in every direction. And this was the light of the pure consciousness, which is not how we know light and darkness. This is without any opposite, is the light of pure self-awareness. So when I recognize all these deeper layers, I was able to understand that I am the drop in that ocean of love, and I am love itself, and I'm one with the ocean of love. And that experience really makes you completely doubtless. It removes all the clouds of questions and doubts. That's how I've experienced it. Still continue to experience it, still in progress.
Yeah, I can say that I have felt that that power in your heart myself. And at what point did you recognize that you were the source, that was in your own heart? Did it happen in the first few weeks, or it took some time before you recognized that this source is within me?
It took time. Initial years were trying to clear yourself out, strengthen your subtle system so that you can I could sustain thoughtless awareness. Because our attention doesn't stay there in Sahasrara. If there are problems in the chakras, Kundalini comes down, our attention goes to those areas. So initial few years we were just working it out, doing all the treatments and clearance techniques of Sahaja Yoga, doing everything that you should do to grow and become strong on a subtle level. I was trying to do that. And then later on, as I was able to stay more in silence, then these experiences manifested. But one thing I realized was that they always happened when I had no expectations. when I was not really desiring to experience something, to get somewhere. They always happened when I was in silence and in a complete state of surrender to Kundalini, to take me wherever she wants to take me, with an open heart, with love and gratitude in the heart. That is when I realized that it is not our doing, it is divine grace, and we cannot force such experiences. It happens on its own. What we can do is that we can increase the likelihood of these experiences if we stay in the state of silence. The more we stay in the state of silence and thoughtless awareness, more we experience, and more we increase the likelihood of having those experiences. But when they would happen, it's not our doing, it's divine grace.
Yeah, I don't know if I can say that I have felt aspects of the divine within me. Mostly I just notice how other people react to me. And I'm kind of surprised where I'm talking to somebody, let's say it's Rahul, and then I just say some words and I'm enjoying the conversation. I'm not really thinking. I'm completely in the present moment with that person. And then they say, I'm feeling cool at Sasrara with what you just said. And I'm surprised. Like, I don't feel that I'm doing anything special, but somehow the divinity is working, and that I am so privileged and so humbled that it is working somehow through me. And it just happens. It's like, oh, I guess that's a good thing that that person was in some way benefited from spending time with me or listening to me. And I'm also benefiting from what they're saying. I can feel my own meditation expanding, my own understanding expanding. Okay, so have there been moments, Rahul, when you had a new spiritual insight?
There have been many moments when I had spiritual insights. I had them more in the later parts of my journey in Sahaja Yoga. Deeper insights came later on. I do note them down in an online journal, and which I keep. But one of the insights that happened early on in Sahaja Yoga was that when we sit down for meditation, and we feel our vibrations, we feel our catches, then we get into this process of clearing things out. But it can happen that we get too involved in that process where we are trying to clear everything out, and then the catches are not going away, and you are not able to get to silence and stay in the silence and meditate and enjoy your spirit. I had many those occasions early on where I would sit for meditation and I would be feeling different catches, and then I would get so involved that for 1 hour I would just be doing different affirmations or taking candle to clear myself out. And then I would not be able to sit in meditation and become thoughtless. So the insight that I had then, that I realized that I must have a discrimination to understand the balance between effort and surrender. That is, how much of an effort do we need to make, and at what point do we need to surrender to our Kundalini? And then I realized that we are cooperating in this journey with our Mother Kundalini. There are certain things that we have to do to open the pathway for our Kundalini. For example, If you are holding grudge in our agya and not forgiving, then Kundalini can't pass through it. So we have to take affirmation and say that I forgive everyone. So we are cooperating with her. We are in the same team. We are working together. But once the agya has opened and Kundalini has made its way through to Sahasrara, and I'm able to feel the silence of my spirit, then even if there are some catches lingering on, I should not worry too much about them. At that point, I should surrender to the Kundalini energy and let her take over from that point onward. And this was a very big insight for me back then, because that really helped me. Then, as I became more aware of at what point I need to surrender, I was able to let go and get into the state of thoughtless awareness. And then what I realized that when I went into thoughtless awareness, some of those deeper catches, which I was not able to clear out through my own effort, they went away on their own, spontaneously. Then I realized that only Kundalini could do that. It's not my effort. So yeah, for me, that was a big insight back then, to understand the balance between effort and surrender. Yeah.
Yeah, when I think of when there was some moment when I had some new insight, it happened when I was sitting in our car in a parking lot outside a grocery store. And everywhere I looked was paved. There was no earth, no grass, nothing left. We had done what we human beings are really good at doing, which is paving everything. So, and then for some reason, somebody had decided to do a little bit of landscaping. So there was this spindly little tree, very thin, that had been planted, and then the concrete and the pavement had been put all around it. So there's just a little opening for this tree to come up and have its branches and its leaves and grow. And so looking at that tree, I realized that the way that that tree is sustaining itself is that hidden from us, underneath all that concrete, all that pavement, are its roots.
Mm.
And somehow that helped me to understand how Sahaja Yoga works. That we might think that all around us is a lack of life and reality, and it's just everything's paved over. But that in fact, we are sustained and we can blossom and we can grow because we're connected through our roots. So that was an amazing for me experience of just looking at this tree and then feeling like I had some new understanding of myself and reality and the role of Sahaja Yoga in the world.
Yeah. Beautiful.
So I guess I will say, I can't wait to meet you again in person, Rahul, and feel that amazing heart and silence in even stronger waves of joy. It's been tremendously enjoyable to sit and have you guide me into a deeper state of meditation. So I appreciate very much spending this evening with you.
Oh, thank you, Mark. It's all mother.
Yes. So for the people tuning in on YouTube or Zoom, I'll just give you a few more announcements, and then you're welcome to stay on and just meditate further with some music. So if you want to now ask a question in the chat or go into our breakout room, we will be still in our Zoom for some minutes longer. And you're welcome to stay on. And otherwise, you can just stay in this main room and we'll put on some music to help you keep in that state of enjoying the meditation. So from the team, that's doing this 21 days. There's the technical people behind the scenes and our presenters and our musicians. Just want to say thank you for joining us and have a good night.